Hi guys, how are you all doing? It's so good to have you all here with us for the live session. Hi Malika, how are you?
Hi Karishma, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. You tell, how's it going? How's it being at
Yes.
home, stuck in COVID?
Well, I spent the last 40 days, working a little bit from home, but then I also picked up some new hobbies, like I was learning to play an instrument. I was doing a lot of cooking, meditating a
Oh, all
lot.
right.
So it's
That's
been
really
quite a
nice
bit.
to hear.
And I've
It's
also
so good to
started
have you
work.
here with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. So, are you excited about today's session?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on board. And it's been an absolute
The pleasure
pleasure.
is all
And
ours. The pleasure is all
thank
ours. Yeah, so today we are going to talk about a topic which I'm sure is going to be very helpful to everyone. And we buy so many luxury products that burn a pocket in our holes, and we actually don't know how to take care of them later on. So today you are going to help us with a few tips on how we can take care of your luxury products, your watches, your leather bags, your belts, your sunglasses, and how you can make sure that at home you can do a few certain things which can make sure that the life of these products, are stretched longer. So let's
absolutely.
begin the session. Why don't you tell us a little bit about leather laundry first before we begin the session?
Sure. So basically, we are a premium spa and repair service for all things
Yeah,
leather. So
all
we
right.
clean, color, restore, and revive luxury leather handbags, shoes, jackets, leather upholstery, and so
Okay.
on. And we are backed with 30 years of industry knowledge because my family enterprise has been manufacturing and exporting leather accessories the last 30 years.
All right.
So the leather laundry has been around the last 5 years, and we've got a very good response,
All
and we are
right.
doing fairly well. Yeah,
So where exactly are you based? Can you tell our listeners a little bit about that?
sure. So our headquarters are based out of Delhi, which is also where our workshop is, but we have
Okay.
offices in Mumbai and Hyderabad too.
All right.
And we go to Pan India because we have a countrywide tie-up with FedEx. But we don't want to ever go the franchise way, and we want our operations to be centralized in Delhi for quality control. So we are not
All
a
right.
traditional service. We are more like art restorers. So quality is our USP, and in order to maintain that, we want to ensure that our operations are always centralized.
All right. So where in Delhi exactly do you operate from?
The registered office is in Friends Colony East, and the workshop East Delhi. But we operate
East
like a
Delhi.
call center, pick up and a drop off service. Yeah. So you can
All
always
right.
call
All
us,
right.
pickups, and then we home deliver. That's how we function.
Hi, Anisha. Hi, Sudesh. Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in the live chat. All right. So, coming to the topic now, we have a few set of questions that we would love for you to answer. And we have compiled it after a few days of research, and a few people had sent us their questions in advance. So, let's begin it. Hi, Shreya. Okay, so why don't you begin by talking about, so COVID is right now the hot topic. So why don't you begin by talking about how we can take care of our handbags during this time of COVID, and how we can make sure if we step out of the house, our bags are not, they're properly sanitized, they are not, they don't catch on any viruses or germs, and we don't end up touching someone else's viruses or germs. So what are the tips that you have in this regard?
Sure. So every time you're stepping out of the house with your leather products, you are to ensure that don't place your handbags on the floor or hang it on a chair in a public place. I mean, you have to be careful in ensuring that you either place it in a safe, clean place or on your lap. And just so you know, every time you come back, from a public place back to your house with your leather products, make sure that you clean them up well. My suggestion would be that for Napa leathers, you can use a little bit of mild baby soap and lukewarm water. So make a mixture of both these things in a bowl, and then dampen a soft cloth, and
Okay.
make sure that it's very mildly damp, and just rub it across the surface of the leather in circular motions. And if you're
Okay.
working on suede leather, then you can just get rid of generic dirt, dust, and grime using a toothbrush or a suede brush.
Okay.
Uh, but you should not use any alcohol-based cleaning solutions or bleach-based products on your leather, because that tends to react very badly with leather and your leather can burn. So what we are doing at the leather laundry is that we've developed an industrial concoction in-house, and we are very
Okay.
confident that this will sanitize your handbags pretty well. So
All right.
we will be offering the service very soon. So we'll sanitize your leather gear for you, and alternatively, we will also be selling these sprays to everyone.
Okay, that sounds really nice. So can't we use the normal sanitizers for our handbags?
No,
Leather
because
handbags
again, there
particularly.
right, you cannot, because they are alcohol based. So that can cause your leather to burn, or
Yeah.
to just tear apart. And it's leather works very differently from fabric. But of course, you
All
can
right.
use that hand sanitizer to clean up the metal trim on your bag, be it
Okay.
the metal chain or the metal
So it
logos.
won't
But you have to
affect the
ensure.
metal trim.
No, no, absolutely not. It's
Okay.
metal trims can be cleaned up using hand sanitizer, but only pea-sized. You should not use
All
too
right.
much of it, and you have to ensure that it doesn't come in direct contact with your leather.
All right. So we'd love for you to tell us more about this sanitizer before we end the session, and do tell us the name and where we can get it from
Sure.
before we
So,
leave, so that everyone
sure,
knows where to get such things from. Yeah.
sure,
It
sure.
sounds very helpful for the people in the coming days.
Absolutely.
Okay, so coming on to the next question, how do you get rid of the pen marks or the makeup marks that are left inside of the bag? So sometimes we carry a pen with us whenever we are going out, and we leave the pen open per se, and the makeup or the lipstick also leaks at times because we all use liquid lipsticks. So how do we get rid of the lipstick and pen stains from within the bag at home?
Right. So in this case, Karishma, firstly, prevention is better than cure. So
Yeah,
you must always ensure that your pen caps are on, and you must
yeah,
always store your cosmetics and your liquids in pouches. Do
yeah.
not leave your lipstick caps and your pen caps open, because they are sworn enemies to the inside fabrics of your leather handbags.
True, true.
But just in case you do tend to stain the inner fabric, then what you can do is that you can pull it out and hold the bag upside down and shake the
Okay.
bag hard to
All
get
right.
rid of any loose debris.
Okay.
And then you can use a soft bristle brush to get rid of the dry dust. And then again, this is a very good solution that we always have in hand, that you can either use alcohol free baby wipes, or again you can use mild soap in a mixture of lukewarm water, and use a soft
Okay.
muslin cloth, dip it in the solution, rinse out the water well, and
Which
rub very hard
solution?
against.
Sorry. Which
uh,
solution?
it's a mixture of mild soap and
Okay.
lukewarm water. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
just dampen soft cloth with this solution, rinse out the
Okay.
water well, and rub the surface of the fabric with it. So
Yeah.
this will end up lightening the stains, but the stains are not going to go away completely. So what we do at the leather laundry sometimes it is that when these stains are very nasty and when they are very stubborn, then we tend to restore the inside, we restore the color of the inside fabric.
All right. All right. So
Yeah.
that was a very nice tip. We had no idea about this. So even if we
Thank
use
you.
like a baby soap in a lukewarm water and we clean it up with the tissue or a muslin and or a baby wipe, it can help us
Not
get rid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a tissue paper. You should always use a soft cloth, or
Okay.
alternatively, you can use an alcohol-free baby wipe. And it's a
All
very
right.
easy to use, yes, it's a very easy DIY tip to
Yeah. That's
even
a
clean up
very
nappa
helpful.
leathers. Yeah.
That's a very, very helpful tip. I'm sure it's going to come to use to many people. So, which is the best cream or gel for cleaning bags and shoes? And even
So
sunglasses for that matter.
right. So again, there's a wealth of information, available on this on the internet. The answer is very case sensitive, because it depends on the kind of leather that you're looking at.
Yeah.
And plus, you have to use these products very carefully. You have to read the use instructions very carefully on the label before attempting anything at home. So I would
Right.
just recommend all the viewers to use this very generic solution of mild soap in water. It can work wonders. This is for
So
Napa leather.
Napa leather.
Yeah,
Okay. And what about the
yeah.
other forms of leather?
On suede leather, you can use a suede brush or you can use a toothbrush to get
Okay.
rid of the surface dirt and dust. But again,
Hmm.
if there are very deep stains or stubborn stains, then
Yeah.
they cannot, then you cannot get rid of them with these cleaning solutions. Then in that case, you invariably have to restore the color on the leather. And that is
Okay.
where a professional leather care expert comes into the picture.
Yeah. So that reminds me, you are a certified leather technician, right? So can you tell
Right.
us more about where did you get this degree from? Because it's quite unheard of, and I'm sure people would like to know a little bit more about this kind of degree and what they can do in terms of education.
Sure. So I'm a certified leather care technician from this company which is called LTT,
Okay.
and they are based out of Yorkshire in United Kingdom.
All right.
And my instructor has about 30 years of industry experience in leather in general, and it was an
Okay.
amazing course. And I found out about it online. And this is not to mention, we are also backed with 30 years of industry knowledge because of this family enterprise from which I
Exactly.
hail. So
Yeah.
we had all the technical know-how and synergy. So a lot of my knowledge and education also comes from there.
All right. That's very
So
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's a profession that's it's a little offbeat, and not many people we hear opt for such things. So I was anyways sure that you probably come from a family which belongs to the leather industry. But yeah, it's very interesting to know that we have such courses and people can opt for it and take a degree in such things. It's really helpful to
right.
know that. Okay, so what to do if we get water stains on our bags, and how to protect the bags during rains, for example.
Right. So
Yeah.
basically, water stains can cause irrevocable damage to your leather. There
Yeah.
is no way of cleaning up water stains at home. So again, in these cases, you have to restore the color with, matching colored dye or pigment, which is where a
Okay.
leather care expert comes into the picture. But of course, prevention is better than cure. So you must
Yeah,
always
exactly.
ensure that you do not step out of your, you should not step out with your leather products in the rains. And a lot
Yeah.
of these waterproofing sprays, they claim that if you use the spray, then nothing is going to happen to your leather even in heavy showers. But that's a huge marketing gimmick, and you should absolutely not be fooled into it, because leather ideally should not come into direct contact with water at all. It should be
All
avoided
right.
at all costs.
So it's true
And
for all the types of leathers.
all kinds of leather, be it Napa, be it suede, pigmented, untreated, all kinds of leathers. Water is a sworn enemy, is what I
All
would
right.
say.
All
Yeah.
right. So that's a
And
very
Karishma,
helpful tip there.
yeah, yeah. And one
Yeah.
more thing, we at the Leather Laundry are actually contemplating an idea of introducing raincoats for your handbags, customized raincoats.
Yes. Yeah, I know about that as well. Yeah, please
Yeah.
carry on. Yeah.
So we are just contemplating and we are brainstorming, and we want to know from our viewers if it is a good idea and if it's going to work in a country like India,
Yeah.
wherein, what do you think about it?
You're asking me
Yes.
about what? Can you please come back again? I'm sorry, I was
So
just reading the questions. Yeah.
no problem. So
Yeah.
we are planning on introducing raincoats for leather handbags, so
Oh,
that
that
every time
sounds
you
very
step out,
nice.
do you think that's and
It's a
also to
good
all of our
idea.
viewers, yeah.
So I have a Bulgari bag with me, which comes with a rain protection bag with it. Yeah, so I
Oh,
would
it
love it.
does.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
love such things because I have a bag with me which has come with a rain protection bag with it. But yeah, it's a very, very good business idea if you ask me. For example, if in a place like Mumbai where the rains are so bad during July and June,
Right.
those places you should certainly target, and I'm sure people are going to be buying and picking up such bags.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So great. Then
So
this is something that we will look into.
Exactly. See, so I've got a reply from Mumbai where Shreya says that
Yes,
that will be very useful, especially in Mumbai where we get heavy rainfalls for 3 months. So you should
right, right.
certainly, yeah, you've got a thumbs up on this idea.
Absolutely.
I'll just take the
Thank you.
questions from the chat here before we lose them.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Someone was asking if you can provide the details of your warehouse in Delhi.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so guys, we basically operate like a call center with a pickup and a drop-off service. So what you need to
Oh,
do
that's
is
perfect.
you need to log into our website www.theleatherlaundry.com, and you can get in touch with us on WhatsApp or email, and then we are going to coordinate with you and we'll have a door pickup arranged. That's how we
Okay.
function.
Garima says, please advise us for what straps as they tend to wear out with sweat.
Right. So, again, I think in this case, so I mean, what are you asking? How to clean or how to prevent or I mean, what's the
Like, how can you prevent it? Because you obviously have leather straps on your wrist, and
right?
staying in a country like India, it's very hot and humid. So obviously we
Correct,
get a little sweaty here, even I do.
correct,
So what are
correct.
your tips to make sure that the leather doesn't wear out?
So in this case, I think what you can do is that you can use a good waterproofing agent or a water repellent agent. So naturally, then it's also a sweat repellent. It works as a sweat repellent also. So
Yeah.
this spray can probably then work uh, on your strap, and it can prevent the leather from wearing off.
All right. So I hope you got your answer, Garima. One of the questions that we are getting here as well, and even I personally wanted to ask, like now for the next few months, and even for the past 2 months, we've not used any of our leather products or our bags, and they are all lying closed in the doors. And my
Hmm.
wardrobe, particularly, is very humid, and it tends to get a little, I get fungus all over my clothes, and I have to get them dry cleaned every few months. So for such instances, what are the tips on how you can make sure that your leather bags are, in proper condition if they are not used for 3, 4 months?
So basically, if you can see visible fungus or mold growth on your leather bags, then you first need to wipe it off the surface of the bag, which you can very easily do again with the same solutions that I mentioned for
Okay.
Napa and for suede respectively. But
Yeah.
then you have to prevent further growth. So you have to always ensure that you store your leather products in temperature controlled areas. It
All
should
right.
be a cool and it should be a dry place. And never store your bags in plastic, because leather at the
Okay.
end of the day is animal hide and it needs air to breathe. So you must
All
always
right.
store them in dust bags.
In
And if you
dust
don't
bags.
have dust
Okay.
bags, yeah, available, then you can use pillow covers. And you should always
Pillow
put a
covers.
last point, you should always put a little pouch of silica gel
All
inside
right.
of these products, because
Yeah.
silica gel tends to absorb any kind of moisture.
Moisture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So then it'll keep
That's
your
a
bag.
very, very good tip there. So yeah, in case you don't have dust bags with you, you can use a pillow cover. So that's something
Absolutely.
that's going to come handy because
Right.
we tend to lose certain dust bags as well. So that's another good tip.
Absolutely.
All right. So what is the cream for a calf leather to clean up calf leather?
Uh, Karishma, mostly calf leather or lambskin leather
Yeah.
is is not a very highly treated leather. So it's very soft and supple in texture thus, and it's very
Okay.
susceptible to staining. So it can
All right.
sometimes, it also scratches very easily with the tip of your nail. So what you can do is that if you see some scratches on the surface, just rub your finger or your thumb on the surface of the leather in circular motions, and those
Okay.
scratches will miraculously vanish. So that is how
Okay.
calf skin or lambskin, leather works. And of course,
All
if it's a
right.
deeper stain, then
Yeah.
color restoration is the only solution.
And that's where only you can help us out. Like
Me and
professionals
other
like
service
you.
providers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Professionals like you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll take another question from the chat. Especially, okay. I think we've taken all the questions here. Okay, so coming back to the questions that we have, in Chanel and Birkin bags, which leather is the best to opt for?
Okay, so Mahima, this depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at, functionality, or if
Yeah,
you're looking at low maintenance leathers,
yeah,
then in case of Chanel, you can go for pebbled calf leather, which is also called caviar leather. So this leather is
caviar
very
leather. Okay,
caviar leather. It's also called pebbled calf leather. So it's very
pebble cuff.
structured. It's grainy. It has a raised texture, and it's very easy to maintain. It's stress-free, water resistant. It doesn't stain very easily, and it's very easy to maintain.
All right,
But
all
if
right.
you are into aesthetics and if you want something very soft and supple, then you should go for lambskin leather in Chanel.
Lambskin leather. All right.
Yes, yes,
So pebbled calf skin or lambskin leather.
absolutely.
All
And
right.
then you asked me for Birkin as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. For Birkin as well.
Okay, right. So again, if you are looking for something very easy, water resistant, stress-free kind of leather, then you can go for Climos, or you can go
Climos.
for Togo. Yeah, Climos is French pronunciation for Clemens. So either
Okay.
you can go for Climos or Togo in Birkins, but of course, if you are, very high on aesthetics and fashion, if you're looking for something really, nice to hold, touch, and feel, then you can go for Swift leather or box leather. And these kind of leathers also, develop a natural patina over time, even though
All
they're
right.
very susceptible to staining and they're
All
very
right.
water sensitive, but they age very beautifully. So these
All
are the
right.
leathers that you can consider. Yeah.
That's very, very insightful, I must say. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah. All right. So Shehzadi asks, how can you differentiate between fake and original leather?
That is a very, very good question. So
Yeah.
basically, most importantly, genuine leather is very durable and genuine leather never peels off
All right.
unless it gets scuffed, by coming into contact with the sharp object. Then in that case, it develops a tear, but it never peels off. And faux leather, fake leather, peels off in say 2 to 3 months, and it's very fragile, and it has a fabric base to it. So every time you see your leather peeling and you see a cloth or a fabric underneath it, then you can
Yeah.
know that it is faux leather and not genuine leather.
But that will happen after we've used the product, right? So just
Right.
before buying something, how can we make sure that we are aware that we are investing in real leather and not fake
You
leather?
can Right. So you can always read. So there are always labels on all of these products which mention if it is real leather or faux leather. Faux leather has other names also. It's called PU as well. It's also called
Okay.
bonded leather. So if you
All
read
right.
such terms on labels, then you should know that this is not real leather. And also,
All right.
real leather smells of genuine leather.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Faux
yeah. It
leather
does.
smells
It
like
does.
plastic. Yeah.
Okay, that's again a very helpful tip, guys. That before you buy or pick up any products which are not, from a very high-end brand and are authentic leather, so you need to always check beforehand that you are all not falling into a trap and read before you purchase something. Ghazal asks, how do you check the authenticity of a leather?
Of leather. So exactly, and I mean, already answered. You have to read the instructions on the label
Yeah.
of the components and of the material that the product is made of, and then you can have a fair idea. And if you're unaware of certain terms, then there is a wealth of information on the internet that you can look
So,
into.
yeah. So one of the very important questions here is that real leather is obviously animal skin. So is it good or it's right to indulge into buying stuff which is made out of animal skin? Do you like, are you in favor of such things or you have something to say about this?
Okay, Karishma. So that is actually a very relevant question because a lot
Yeah.
of people want to go for faux leather over real leather because they feel that animals are killed to make real leather, and
Hmm.
a lot of water consumption and air pollution, is involved in processing leather. But,
Yeah.
there's a huge misconception around this because actually real leather lasts longer and it's more durable. So it's actually value for money. So if a faux leather bag is going to last for 6 months, a leather bag is going to last for 6 years. So by
Yeah,
using leather, you can actually reduce the impact of consumerism and fast fashion. And
true.
because these products have a longer shelf life, and also leather is biodegradable.
Hmm.
For leather is non-biodegradable. It's just plastic junk.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
going to tear apart.
Yeah.
So I would suggest everyone to go for real leather any day. Of course, it's a lot more expensive, but it's totally worth the money spent.
All right. Um, So I'll just take up questions that we had received a few days back. One of the
Sure.
questions is from Neha. She's from Miami. And she says
Mm-hmm.
that the whole weather is so hot and humid that she's not able to take care of her handbags in that weather. And if she doesn't, step out for a few days, she gets a little fungus, powdery kind of thing on her products. So what is the
Mm-hmm.
solution for that? Which I think
Again,
you've answered before, but let's just repeat
correct.
it again for the new users.
Sure, sure. So again, the surface fungus and mold can be removed using a, damp sponge or a damp soft cloth. You can just rub it across the surface of the leather to get